I would just like to read the little blurb, the little uh, adventures, the adventure hook. So once again, each of you has your own backgrounds, your own life stories, your own cares and worries. You may have taken this job for the money. You may have taken it because you couldn't turn down someone's desperate plea for help. But this job had one of the strictest vetting processes you've ever seen. Demonstrations, mock comments, and grilling on as much information as you possibly know. Each of you had easier time on some parts than others, and the tests all pushed you to your limits. Whatever motivated you, the 100 million Poke reward to be divided among the group, the perplexing case of the nobleman's wife being turned to stone, the ability to help someone's truly needing aid, you answered the call, and now your group has come together and received their mission. To recover a legendary rainbow wing from the recently rediscovered Palace of the Rainbow Lord. But since this palace is deep in the Fire Tribe territory, you must first get the permission of the chief. That is where our adventure will begin, with you guys having entered the Fire Tribe territory, um, very quickly having met some guards and been politely escorted into the Fire Tribe's main city. Couple things to know about the city itself. Uh, they live in an inactive volcanic mountain range. They're extremely territorial. Their land stretches out just to the border of the Pyra Woods. They're uh, uh, most of the buildings in this location are either heavy metals like iron for some of the more important and large buildings, while a lot of the home seems to be very hard clay huts. As you would expect from the Fire Tribe itself, most of the Pokemon here are fire types. Uh, and as we are entering in, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself to other people in your party? If we could just go from the top, so that would be Ashtails, if you want to go ahead and give a little bit of an introduction in the Roll20 text chat. And while you're writing that, Curtis, why don't you give a little bit of give a little bit of a blurb yourself?
All right. My name is Zhang. I am a Smeargle mercenary. I've taken jobs from many Pokemon from many walks of life. I usually accept payment in magic items, but the amount of Poke in this job was too much to turn down.
Sure is.
Okay.
Lobo, why don't you go ahead and introduce Furokan?
Okay. I can't really talk into the microphone unless I choose the Discord tab. So I'm gonna be a
Okay.
little slow about it.
All right.
My name is Firokhan, and once in my young life, about 12 years ago, I came from a noble house somewhere in Umbria. It was well known and established for many decades. However, 12 years ago, when I was just a small lad, the house fell apart. I'm not exactly sure how, but I suspect something happened within. Disputes and internal intrigue plagued it for the last year or two. And due to accusations of corruption and the judgment passed by some people, the house fell apart. And I was very, I was lost during that year, as you can understand. As a result of this, I just understood that nobility wasn't always grandeur as I grew up to. At the age of 18, I felt myself without direction. Where would I go? I was alone. I had an uncle, but he could do little to help me, for he no longer had the riches that once our house held. But when it all seemed as if, well, I was just going to be doomed to live a life of nothingness and driftness, that's when this elderly Gallade came upon me. He was doing simple carpeting, and he seemed like a simple old man. But when he saw me look into my mere eyes, he asked me a question. Are you lost in life, little lad? Yes, that I was. And then he showed me a new lease on life by taking me from the Umbrian cities to a monastery that lay close to the border between Umbria and the Fire Nation. They knew skills that few could ever learn, and it is there I spent 12 years of the next 12 years of my life training, learning life anew with the monks. And I knew learned how to fight as them, how to appreciate life as a humble monk, and eventually I found my way with the blades and met one Kensei master who taught me how to use my rapier with such grace and efficiency, beyond even what the knights of my old house was capable of teaching me. And that's when I saw it. I always enjoyed fencing, and the path of the Kensei simply taught me more. As for why I'm here, I try to seek out the truth of my why my house has fallen, though I've spent many years doing so, never finding any clues. And if I can, I will find the responsible one and confront him, and if need be, bring him to justice. My travels have brought me here to the doorstep of the Fire Nation, as I heard this case of a nobleman turned to stone. A nobleman's wife had turned to stone. While it also fueled my curiosity, it opened up some words of old, and I start to wonder if something else about to happen. Is the past about to repeat, or is there something sinister that perhaps lurks within the surface of this world? So many questions and so few answers, so I seek my way to solve this mystery and hopefully find the truth.
Uh, looks like Ashtails is still typing out their little introduction. So, Ender.
Hello. Hello, my name is Aaron. I am an anthropologist. I like meeting new people, and being perfectly honest, I'd never been to the Fire Tribe, so I thought this would be nice way, a nice easy way to go meet them. Uh, I, I'm done.
Hey.
I'm not. I'm not
So.
sorry.
Ashtails, the Gardevoir, when you would have met her, would have introduced herself as Camilla. A sorceress. What's different about this Gardevoir is she has very, very dark black hair. Um, so she thought this would be something a little bit fun to tackle. She's been growing up bouncing between the Magi Guild and the Temple of Sun and Moon in the Cyprian castle town. So she's looking for a little bit more things that are in her talent level. Wanted to find out the mysteries and the amount of golds rewarded for it to just help fund future ventures. And she mentions that her power comes from something that she was born from, but not from Solgaleo. The clerics of the temple were very clear on that. She doesn't actually know where her powers came from, so she needs to find it. She's looking for answers to that question herself. And now, Pacific, if you would like to introduce Justin.
Alright. Hello there. My name is Justin, and I am from, of course, a noble house. I've been always fascinated with the history and cultures of many parts of the world, and have sought to travel this world in search of more answers, and to learn more about the said world. I've never seen my noble blood as I've never seen myself as superior to other people. And I've always disagreed with my family on many things. But I won't bore you with the more detailed parts of my past. The reason I am here is to learn more about this Rainbow Temple and get more money to help fund my travels.
Well, now that you all have been introduced, those of you with the relevant background, so that would be Justin and Aaron. You guys have studied a lot of different cultures and places. Go ahead and roll me a history check. See how much you know about the Fire Tribe's culture.
I have history proficiency. Can I roll as well?
Yeah, if you want to.
I also have proficiency in history, and seeing Firkan was close to the borders of the Fire Tribe,
Yeah.
he might know something.
You might know something.
Oh,
Uh, some pretty good rolls.
Okay.
So 17, 12, 21, and 22. Aaron and Zhang, you guys have... Zhang's been a lot of places, and Aaron studied a lot of places. And so both of you have kind of heard about how the Fire Tribe is a very strength-based society. It is almost might makes right, but not like actively trying to push the weaker members of the tribe down. They're more focused on encouraging strength than abusing their strength. So a lot of the stuff that you'll find in the Fire Tribe, most of the members would probably be willing to spar or challenge against you. They're the strongest member of the tribe becomes the champion, and they've had a very powerful tribe chieftain for the last couple years. Well, it's been probably about 25 years that the chieftain's been in power, and for the chieftain in such a volatile and kind of scrambling tribe to be there for that long, he is very well respected among the other tribes and within his own tribe as probably being one of the more powerful Pokemon on this continent. Some other things that you guys would know is that the Fire Tribe is one of the main miners and refiners of the metal known as adamantine. So adamantine weapons, ingots, and armors generally go through the Fire Tribe at some point. It takes a lot of heat to melt such a durable and powerful metal, and so what better place to do that than in a tribe full of Fire-type Pokemon? And Zhang and Aaron would also know that there is a local brew called Firewater, which is very, very strong alcohol, and it's actually recommended to take a little bit of a drink of it before you actually go into, if you're trying to go into the volcano and do the mining, because it has an interesting property where after you've drank it, you have the ability to slightly resist the effects of just hot environments.
Maybe Justin and Aaron should get some.
maybe.
But you guys are escorted to the main city, and while they're not hostile, they're a little bit suspicious. There's always at least one of the they're called Myrmidons, the Fire Tribe warriors. You can tell they have like a little bit of a distinctive armor set to kind of set them apart from others. There's always one of them watching you. They just kind of want to make sure they know where you're going. They're not openly hostile to you or um anything like that, but there's always going to be an eye on you while you're in town, it feels like. So what would you guys like to do? Where would you guys like to start?
Just one question.
Mm-hmm.
The map is still the white blank one we are in.
Yes. I don't have a map of the city, but if you would like to, I don't have a drawn map of the city, because drawing maps of cities is really hard, and I'm not good at art, guys. So I just have a lot of things written down.
It's super hot here, right?
It feels like a hot summer day. Oh, I should probably do it in Celsius, shouldn't I? Ugh.
No, D&D uses imperial.
You're right. So it's about 95 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 32 to 34 degrees Celsius. Pretty hot.
Hot.
Well, it is the fire tribe.
I'm just gonna use my thumb to push my frost brand just a little bit out of the scabbard.
Okay.
Just get some cold.
Just get some cold. It is there's a very hot in this area.
As for Firocon, he doesn't feel so bothered by the heat, mainly because it's fire type, I suppose.
Mhm.
But you do notice it's hot here because it's a very warm place,
Mhm.
and he notices everyone else is sweating. So yeah,
It's quite warm.
I'll
Even fire types are aware that it's warm. They just aren't as affected by it because they're kind of also very warm.
it also helps that that Firocon is also wearing monk robes,
Mhm.
a little more lighter clothing like that.
Those of you in kind of heavier armor are definitely sweating.
Yeah, Justin's sweating quite a bit.
Same. I'll turn to Justin and Aaron. You two feeling all right? Need to get you some. I don't know what you guys get in hot environments.
I'll manage.
Be
It's-
fine for now. I've heard they have a local remedy for this sort of thing.
They should, but for right now, I'll be all right.
Well, then perhaps we should do what we came here for. Talk to the chief.
Sounds like a first step forward indeed.
Is it obvious where the chief might be?
No, but you guys, if you ask anybody, they will very easily be able to tell you that they'll be able to point out his building, and it's one of those kind of harder iron buildings. This one has what appears to be adamantine supports instead of iron supports. It's what color did we say adamantine was again, Curtis?
I always imagined it as black, but
Yeah, so a very like a black metal kind of supporting kind of an iron walled, iron and clay walled building. Very important. Once you guys get pointed to it, very obviously the chief's building. It's just and so. Oh boy. All right.
yeah, let's go inside. Let's go
Yeah.
inside
So-
the building.
Getting inside, the clay's a very good insulator to the heat. While the outside of the building is apparently walled with metals and iron, the inside of the building has a very thick clay wall to kind of keep a lot of the heat out. It drops by about 20 degrees, but it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, so still warm, still about like 70-ish degrees, or 21 degrees Celsius. It's still warm, but you're not kind of burning, sweating anymore. Um, uh, so you're guided in. The Myrmidons. You see two Myrmidons on the side, a Heatmore and an Embor, kind of sitting next to a throne where there is a Houndoom. And so Aaron and Zhang, having rolled so high on your history, you would kind of recognize, you'd have heard that the tribe's chief is a Houndoom named
Wait, didn't I roll high in history too?
Aestus. Not high enough to hear this particular tidbit.
Alright.
You'd have heard that the fire tribe chief is a Houndoom named Aestus. And he kind of looks you all, speak. He kind of says, and his voice just carries this, like, authority and power. You can tell he's very confident in himself. And even though he is looking like, he's definitely, older than most of the party, he doesn't look like his body is showing any signs of being slowed down by that age.
So 2 questions.
Mhm.
What was the name of the nobleman we were sent by? And with my history check, would I know if it is appropriate to bow?
It probably, in your position as a petitioner, it would be less appropriate to bow than to not bow. In your position of, since you are coming in with asking something instead of bringing something, it is less appropriate to bow. They like people who show more confidence in themselves, and bowing is a bit more of a sign of deference. So they would more like a respectful kind of, not salute, but being kind of respectfully concise, clear, and kind of have more of a posture of not self-assuredness without being arrogant, like still recognizing where your place is, but also going, no, I do belong here, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Right. And what was the name of the nobleman we were sent by?
The name of the nobleman you were sent by is his name is Eisen. Floatzel.
Is there a house name that we can reference instead?
A house name that you can reference instead. Silverthread.
I guess I'll step forward then. We come at the behest of House Silverthread. We seek passage into the newly unearthed temple.
What business does House Silverthread have with a temple that he could not bring himself to do?
He seeks the power of a rainbow wing, which he believes is in the temple.
You see the chief kind of narrow his eyes at the mention of a rainbow wing. A rainbow wing is not a treasure to be given lightly, and is not a treasure that is normally sought after. What purpose does he have with the rainbow wing?
His wife has fallen ill. He believes that this is the only thing that could cure her.
Narrows his eyes and kind of looks you up and down, kind of taking stock of of everybody. Seeing the quality of equipment is impressive in your party. I'm gonna say that right now. You guys have some very powerful magic items. and he's very good at kind of judging strength at a first glance. And so your intentions are simply to enter this temple, retrieve the rainbow wing, and then leave? Is that all that your purpose is in these lands?
Yes, I believe so.
He kind of looks at you for a few more moments. While you all certainly seem capable, I cannot allow you to enter so far into our territory without at least proving yourself in the trial that our tribe respects. In trial by combat. Do you agree to such terms?
Justin chimes in for a second. What kind of combat?
Yes, is this single or group combat?
Since you are approaching us as a group, it would be best to test you all as a group. I would like to see how well you all work together. Do not worry, we have the ability to prevent deaths. Before the combat begins, we would ask that you please allow us to ward you against falling into in combat, but we'd ask that as well, once that ward expires, that you remove yourself from the combat. We're not here to kill you or have you kill us. We just would like to get a measure of your strength and abilities.
Sounds fair enough.
Can't say I'm gonna turn to the my comrades. Can't say I didn't expect this. Are you guys ready for a fight?
I'll see what I can do.
I am
Yeah.
ready to prove my strength if necessary.
I'm ready. This...
If I remember correctly, Justin's a paladin, so we should stay grouped around him in the fight.
Yep, stay close to me.
Good idea.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Besides, we all proved ourselves worthy to Master Silverthread, so we should be able to do this.
This is gonna be fun. Alright. He kind of looks down at the Embor and Heatmore. Shand, Jaya, please, bring them to the arena, get them warded, and you two will be testing them. Understood, sir. They both say, and they escort you to what appears to be a very well-built arena. And here is actually cooler because there is running water through this area. And so the water's kind of absorbing a lot of the heat. It's also making it a little bit more humid, but since it's so fast moving, it provides a nice refreshing spray of cooler water that kind of keeps the area from getting too overheated and too unnecessarily hot. You guys are each approached by some fire types. There's a Magmar and a Alolan Marowak that approach you and begin to cast the spell Death Ward on you all. And they would say, remember that once this spell is triggered, we would ask you to remove yourself from the combat, so as to not cause any permanent fatalities. Understand? They turn to each of you.
Aaron nods.
I'll nod. Understood.
Therokan simply nod.
Alright, then we shall begin.
Before we step out, I'm gonna draw my sword and my staff.
Alright, I will move you all to the arena.
Oh yeah, Therokan will ready his rapier for this battle.
You guys get your You guys can all get your equipment ready: staffs, wands, focuses, weapons.
Gets
I will remind. I will turn to the party. If anyone gets too injured, I'm able to provide some support.
I can heal as well.
And so if that will be all, I would like everybody to go ahead and for the first time this little adventure, we will go ahead and have you all roll initiative for me, please.
Incoming
right.
two.
Hold on.
Frick.
Dang it.
What?
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and roll it again. The order wasn't ready.
Oh.
It
I'll take
happened
that one
again.
instead. I'll take that one instead.
So you just how do you
Hang on.
roll initiative again?
Wait, actually, that's not right. Why do I have
Click
4?
on your character
This
Oh,
keeps
okay. So
happening.
just click on the initiative.
Oh,
and
hold
then
on.
click on the initiative
Hold
button.
on. I should have less than that. I should have 21.
You get a 10 and you get a 16. Let's go.
Oh,
Sort
boy.
descending, and we will begin with Zhang.
Is this rushing water?
It is moving water.
Can I step in it without getting washed away?
Without
Right.
getting washed away, yes.
Okay.
I believe treading through it's a little bit deep though, so treading through it would count as difficult terrain.
Well, oh, hold on. I need to check a spell. So I need to be. So that should be as far as I can move, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna reach. I'm gonna reach out my staff. I'm gonna pull, and I'm gonna cast lightning lure.
All right. So it's a save or be pulled in, right? Or does he just get pulled in?
Strength save.
All right. Strength saving throw. Do.
They're gonna save, aren't they? They look
Let's
strong.
see.
DC is 16.
DC is 16. That is going to be a 11. So no.
Ah, okay. So he gets pulled in and then takes damage.
So you see Zhang whip his staff around, and this like electric whip of lightning just wraps around the Embor and yanks him in. Before
3.
shocking him.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to hit from my War Magic feature.
All right. Uh, 16 is going to miss, as these people are in adamantine plate armor.
Alright, that's my turn then.
All right. It is now the Embor's turn, and you moved him right into melee, so he's gonna go right ahead, and he's got 2 scimitars in his hand, and he's going to kind of flick them across his shoulders, and they're going to be set ablaze from the little flames that are kind of coming out of his ruff. And he is going to make 3 attacks against you. That is going to be a natural 20. And then that is going to be a 10, so that's going to miss. And the third attack is going to be a 24.
Yeah, I can't shield that. That's gonna hit.
All right. So you are going to take 10, 14, 17 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
And 26 points of fire damage.
How about 13? Because I have the Frostbrand out.
That's true. You are currently resistant to flame. As this aura of cold just permeates the area around Zhang, weakening the flames. But that is going to be the end of that Myrmidon's turn. Camilla, what would you like to do? Alright, wisdom saving throw from the Embor to get him to fall prone. If he fails. That is going to be a 13, which I believe fails. So the Embor is going to, as Camilla yells out for the Embor to drop, charged with magical energy, he just kind of falls to the ground, and is going to be considered prone. Did you not mean that? I believe drop is... Oh no, drops whatever it's holding. Oh, he just drops his weapons, yeah. Not prone, he is disarmed. I forgot that drop, is... grovel is the command to, fall prone. He's going to be completely disarmed by a single spell.
Nice.
So let's go with screaming. That's a good thing for disarmed, right? Justin.
All right. Okay, first of all, you know, you can see the ruler when I click on the ruler and I can see how far I can move, obviously. But when I'm using just the move, I can't see that as well.
Right
If
click.
you click and move, and while you're moving it around and kind of holding down the left click, if you right click, it will create the ruler.
Oh, okay, I see.
Very
Just
helpful.
making sure. Okay, so what can I do?
What kind of strategy should we have to separate the two warriors from each other?
I have some ideas. Particularly, I've hold person. Just keep them in place.
I don't know if they'll want to cross the stream, so maybe holding the bridge is a good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to here.
Can you hit from there?
What?
Can you hit from there?
You mean range attacks?
Range attacks, spell attacks, pole arms.
I don't think we really have any range moves.
Here we go.
Actually, I don't think
I don't
paladins
really have any
can
range
spell.
attacks that I know of.
All right, then maybe
I
hold
think-
your action until something hits you, comes up to you.
Yeah.
I can
will
toss
just
a
hold-
dart if I can't reach.
I guess I'll just hold here between the two water streams.
Alright. Are you going to ready an action, or...
Let's-
So readying an action is just like, I want to do something, but I don't want to do it yet. I'm going to wait for a specific thing to trigger my action. So that's something you can do. It's like, I want to wait until somebody has approached me, and then I want to beat their ugly face in.
Okay, I know.
I got nothing to prepare yet.
When you hold an action, though, you have to set a trigger and an action.
And yeah, so you have to set whatever triggers it, and it also uses your action to ready it. So
I guess I'll just hold a thunderous smite on then.
so you're gonna cast Thunderous Smite.
Yeah.
And then hold your attack until what?
The enemy gets closer.
Alright. Then it will be Firokan's turn.
Let me see. How do you put down an arrow so you can snap another arrow out like that? Planning out the movements from going south once and west or east 3 steps.
Like that. Right click while you have your arrow out.
Yeah, right click while you have your arrow out. You right click once and it sets a waypoint.
Sweet.
Yeah, like that.
I would like to point out that as Justin kind of approaches and stands on the bridge, seemingly ready for anyone to come to him, his sword is now glowing and kind of crackling with a little bit of divine energy. It's kind of ready, waiting to swing.
You can move through allies.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go over the bridge. You don't need to take the.
Take the water.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're a monk, right? You should just be able to go right over the water anyway.
Monk can also run over the surface of water and has bajillion movement speed, so
I got like 50, so.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Walking up to them's not going to be a problem.
Okay. But I don't want to be running outside the devotion aura, though, so.
You could hit the Embor. He's in. You could be next to him and still in the aura.
Alright, I can do that. Like that. Okay, I will, let's see. I'll use my rapier on the Embor and prepare a bonus action on our strike against the Embor too.
Go ahead and roll the rapier attacks. You get 2 of them because you got the extra attack feature.
Okay, rolling 1 now.
Mm-hmm. That sure will hit.
Rolling number 2.
That one will miss. So you get to roll damage once on the rapier damage.
I pressed the damage part of the rapier, right?
You just click the click whatever
Name.
appeared in chat. You click the name, and it'll automatically roll the damage. Yep. 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay, then as bonus action, I will use unarmed strike on him.
Just one unarmed strike, or are you going to spend a key point to flurry of blows?
I might as well start flurrying his ass.
All right, go ahead and spend your key points, and then
spend
make
the
2 unarmed
resources.
strikes. Yeah, those both will hit. Go ahead and roll damage, and then mark the key point down.
The key point part doesn't show up for me.
It's the green bubble when you click on yourself. The green one, I believe you said, was key points. Your PP should be 22, by the way. But if you click on the green bubble and then just hit -1, it'll subtract 1 key point from it. And that is going to be 23 points of unarmed strike damage. Ow.
Oh, by the way, wait.
Monk.
Monk. And that is your movement, your action, and your bonus action. So I believe that is your turn.
I forgot
Oh,
about...
wait, hold on. Justin, you can go ahead and roll initiative again, because I forgot your Sentinel Shield gives you advantage on initiative rolls.
So I'll just roll initiative. Second.
But now it is Aaron's turn.
All right,
Oh, there
Aaron
we go.
will.
No,
I think it's
it's still 15.
okay.
Okay, Aaron does not need to move at all to do what he's gonna do. So for my main action, actually, hang on. What's the range on hold person? 60 feet. Correct. We're casting hold person.
DC 20.
And you're
what the
targeting
fuck?
both of them.
I
Yeah,
have a
Wand of the War Mage.
It doesn't add to save
Nope.
DC.
I have Rod of the Pact Keeper, which does.
Rod of the Pact Keeper does.
Right.
Warlocks. That is going to be a 20 from the Heatmore. So, but a 16 from the Embor. So he is just going to fail. This poor Embor. My goodness.
Alright, cool. And for my bonus action, I will use my Grasp of the Deep feature to summon a spectral tentacle right there.
All right. So, as he casts the spell, he mutters some words that are not arcane, more eldritch and ancient. Kind of. Those of you who know the language primordial know that he's speaking some words that uh, are calling on aid, and this and the water a little bit of the water kind of pulls out of the river and swirls over to right here and summons this giant watery tentacle that is going to slam. Right, you can do that as part of the action.
Yes, it will slap the heat boar.
All right,
Don't you have
roll
advantage
to
to hit the
hit.
Embor?
I
He's paralyzed.
actually, yeah, that's probably a better idea. Embor, it's a melee spell attack. Does that use my bonuses?
That is going to use your bonuses, yes.
Okay, so I would add.
Fortunately, the tentacle is not within 5 feet, so it doesn't get to automatically crit.
Eh. So yeah, bonus charisma proficiency. Do I add charisma damage as well?
Does the feature say to add charisma to damage?
No. Okay. All right. Cool. Extra 20. It deals lightning damage.
7 points of zappy damage. And the speed is going to be reduced by 10 feet. This poor Embor, my god.
Is he bloodied?
You're... not yet. But he is paralyzed, has no weapons, and just got electrocuted by a water tentacle, so...
Oh man.
Not having fun.
Sure.
The Heat Moor is going to... seeing that the spellcasters are kind of wrecking his buddy, he's going to try to force his way through Justin. So I believe that triggers your held action, Justin, so you can go ahead and make your 2 attacks.
Alright, so I'll use my Thunderous Strike then.
The Thunderous Smite applies to the first weapon attack you hit with.
Okay, so it'll roll a 2d6, correct?
First you have to roll the attack roll. So click whatever your weapon attack is, your Sword of the Parun's attack roll.
Yeah, okay, good.
So click that first. Alright, that sure will hit. And go ahead and make the other attack roll so we can just kind of do all the damage at once.
So I roll just the 2d6 now?
Click the button again, because you get 2 attacks, since this is your
okay.
held action. 24. Yeah, those both will hit. Go ahead and roll the damage for the swords.
Roll the damage. How do I roll the damage again?
Click on the name in the chat, and it should automatically roll the damage for you. 6 points of slashing damage. Oh, you also are a level 11 paladin, so you have improved divine smite, which means you just roll an extra d8 on all your weapon attacks. Just roll the other damage, and then we can roll all the other stuff first. Yeah. 6 plus 9. Now roll an extra 2d8 in the dice roller. Alright, so it's going to be an extra 6 points of radiant damage. And now how much damage is Thunderous Smite again? Well, does he have to... What is Thunderous Smite? Hold on. I'm looking it up.
It says 2d6 thunder damage.
Thunderous Smite. Is that in...
Attack deals 2d6 thunder damage, and the target must make a strength save or be pushed 10 feet and knocked prone.
Alright. Yeah, so go ahead and roll the 2d6 thunder damage, and he is going to try to make his strength saving throw, which is going to fail. So Justin, kind of takes 2 swings. The first one just kind of smacks him across the head, and the second one gets his like boom of just thunderous energy that knocks the dude back and kind of makes him fall on his ass. So he is now prone, and he actually doesn't have enough movement to kind of stand back up, so he's just kind of stuck there for his turn.
That's the space where the tentacle is, by the way.
Can creatures move into the tentacle space?
No.
Okay, then he gets knocked back right here. And is going to take 6, 15, 21, 29 points of damage.
Nice.
Oof.
And then, Justin, I would just go ahead and, let me... I'm just gonna fix it so it automatically rolls the, radiant damage for you.
Alright.
Well, the Ember was smiling 1 second when he hit the Smeargle. Suddenly he wasn't smiling when everyone else just jumped on him like on a nuclear bomb or something.
Yeah, he got fucked.
Alright,
It's going
Zang.
good.
Alright, time to burn some resources.
Oh no, you're gonna action surge this poor man.
I'm gonna channeler this poor man.
Oh no.
I'm gonna channeler Aquatail.
Oof.
I'm gonna make my 3 attacks.
Alright. With advantage.
With advantage. I think it's already set to roll advantage, so.
19's gonna hit.
1, 2. Oh, come on.
That one's gonna miss.
3. Come on.
That
Okay.
one's going to hit.
So 2 of those hit.
Mm-hmm. Roll damage
Dupe.
for them.
Dupe.
So that's going to be 13 on... No, wait, hold on. So it's 12 plus 8. 20 on the first hit. Then it's 13 plus 8. 21. 41 points of damage just with those 2 hits.
Is he bloodied?
Yes.
Channeler Aquatail.
Alright, go ahead and roll the Aquatail crit damage.
So, crit, right. So I'm gonna roll 2 more.
Yeah, so that's gonna be 26 points of super effective damage, which doubles to 52 points of damage after the 40 after the 41 points of damage. And there's going to be this bright flash of light as his death ward triggers.
Alright.
But he cannot do anything as he is still
that was-
paralyzed.
That was 5. So I'm gonna oh, nope, that's the tentacle. Zoom over there. Action surge. Should I do yeah, action surge, 3 more attacks.
Roll to hit.
And he's prone, so I have advantage, right?
Do still have advantage because he is prone. That will hit. That will also hit. That will also hit.
Awesome.
Roll the damage. Alright, so 7 cold damage plus 22... 29 points of damage. Alright.
And bonus action second win, just for good measure.
Alright. Heal yourself up. The Embor is going to not be able to do anything because he is paralyzed. He's going to try to save at the end of his turn. And that's a DC 20 on the save, right?
Correct.
No, he's stuck.
Oh, Sorry.
Camilla, you can drop concentration without taking an action, by the way.
Oh, is it? Hang on, was the whole person concentration?
Hold person is concentration,
I
yes.
sure fucking hope so.
Who are you sparing, boy?
Nice, Justin.
He's,
Two
he's
nat
just,
20s.
he's just making sure. He's just making sure it works. It's Camilla's turn.
Oh, it's concentration.
Yeah. So it is concentration. Are you gonna drop concentration and let him leave the fight?
Yeah, I'll drop concentration and let him leave. I didn't realize it was concentration. Sorry.
Yeah. No. He is going to head out to one of the doors. As you have defeated him, and he does not want to die, as he is exactly 1 HP.
Oof.
Oof.
Yes.
He's going to pick up his weapons before he goes.
Fair enough.
This tribe is very honor-bound. They would not even dream of stabbing you in the back. Very nice. Alright, what is Camilla doing? Toll the Dead. A very, very good cantrip. Is going to be his wisdom saving throw of 11. So that is going to fail, and he's going to take 3d12 necrotic damage.
Oof.
Ouch. No healing for you, boy.
That's Chill Touch. Chill Touch is the no healing. This one is just pain. Only pain.
Ow. Even worse.
Big pain.
I don't think he
Big
can
hurty.
heal anyways. He doesn't have a healer with him. And he doesn't exactly
They
look
have
like a
they have
healing type.
innate.
My second win or something.
Maybe.
So Camilla, if you would like to go ahead and roll 3d12 in the little dice roller. Dice roller should be just below your ruler, I think.
Bear back a little bit. I need to get some water.
Mystic, if you could
What?
leave the chat for people or for the players.
Mm-hmm. So that is going to be 28 points of damage
Nice.
on a
Nice.
cantrip, because this is a balanced cantrip. So this kind of gong of kind of sound just kind of rings through the Heatmore's body, and he kind of shakes a little bit as he's just trying to stand up from where he was knocked on his ass.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Would you like to do anything else with your turn, Camilla, or do you have a bonus action you could do or something, or would you like to move at all? Gives a thumbs up in Furocon's direction. Alright, excellent action use. Justin, what would you like to do?
Alright, I'm gonna move up to the Heatmore and
Mm-hmm.
slash across them with my blade.
Alright. Your Sword of the Paruns, by the way, I believe allows friends to use the reaction to make an attack, right?
I think so.
If you make an attack?
Let me check.
Yeah,
Ooh,
immediately
5.
after you use the attack action to attack with the sword, you can enable one creature within 60 feet of you to use this reaction to make one weapon attack.
Yep.
Sword of the Leader.
So
Very
roll
cool.
Sword of the Follow the Leader, and do as I'm doing.
Very nice. Be really good on a battle master.
Very good.
So do I roll the attack?
Yeah, roll your 2 attacks. Whenever you take the attack action as your level 11 paladin self, you get to make 2 attacks.
Alright.
That will hit. That will also hit. Who are you going to give that little bit of extra speed to let them make an attack?
Farrakhan?
Alright, Furokan gets to make an attack himself. Either with his rapier or unarmed strike.
I'm gonna give him a kick to the face.
Alright, go ahead and roll damage, Justin. And go ahead and roll the attack roll, Furokan. Yep, those both will do that damage. Damn,
Oof on the
rolling
radiant.
one bones. Yeah, oof on the radiant. Go ahead and roll damage, Furokan. 13. Yikes, dude.
Jeez.
I hope I didn't dislocate his jaw.
It's going to be 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 13 is 27. Not quite out yet, but ow, he is now what is termed bloodied, which means he was bloodied before. He's now very bloodied, which means he has very little HP left.
Hit him.
Furokan. It is now, unless Justin has a bonus action he would like to use.
What kind of bonus action could I use?
Most of the Paladin smite spells are bonus actions that you kind of just activate on your next attack.
Might not want to use that
Uh,
now, though, because the fight's probably
yeah.
over.
Shield of Fate, yeah, a lot of your spells are probably not going to be very useful because the fight's basically over.
Alright, then I'll just hold then.
Alright, Furokan.
Okay, let's see. I wonder if I should just put my rapier away and just drop the hit more with 2 unarmed strikes and a flurry of blows.
Right.
All of
Go
them
ahead and-
non-lethal, of course.
Alright.
He's got Death Ward on. Wouldn't really matter either way.
I mean, Death Ward should still proc even if...
Yeah,
even
Death Ward
if you-
procs even if it's non-lethal.
Because
Fair
it's just
enough.
when you hit 0 hit points.
Mhm.
I think.
Alright.
Yeah, Death Ward prevents you from hitting 0 hit points, so non-lethal is a wash. The Death Ward is mostly there so that a spell doesn't accidentally kill them, because spells are always lethal damage for the most part.
Okay,
Unless
Then-
you have Merciful Caster.
I just spent a key point, so here we go.
Alright. That first one will hit and that second one will hit. I would just advise you to roll the first 2 damages right now. Before actually taking the bonus action. So go ahead and roll the first 2 damages. The first one is actually going to trigger his Death Ward with a very bright flash of light. Do you still make the other attacks?
No, don't kill him.
No, I
Do
will-
not.
No, I will stop my fists just as the flash happens, because I'm a disciplined monk, so I know when to hold back.
Mm-hmm. And so the Heatmore's gonna go, I yield! I yield!
Firokan will straighten up and simply nod at him. You're a good warrior. I
Did
can
not
see
get
why you're
very
one of
many.
the-
I did not get very. I didn't even have a chance to be a warrior in this fight. But as soon as I got into the range to make the attacks, he just blasted me on my ass. It was a good fight, though. Still have much to learn.
Yeah.
You see the chief who has been watching you kind of nod at him and the Embor, and they both will leave. The chief is going to then approach you guys and very well performed. Can see that you are very capable of handling yourselves, though I would warn you, Temple has some peculiarities about it. You will need to be on your guard far more than against these Myrmidons. Even if they are talented, they still, as they said, have much to learn.
One day they'll be great warriors, if you ask me.
One day.
You spoke of peculiarities, chieftain. What does that mean?
Kind of looks you up and down. Looks the rest of you up and down and goes, it's an old temple. There's always peculiarities. I'll leave that for you to find out.
I'm
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
kind of
I'm gonna lean over and whisper in Furicon's ear. That means traps. It always means traps.
I simply nod. Farrakhan simply nods and says nothing, but he knows what you mean.
You have my permission to travel within our territory, but only between this city, the temple, and the border. If we find you anywhere else, we will not hesitate to return you to one of the places that you are allowed to be. We have many things here that we like to make sure is protected from, well, make sure is protected from saboteurs and other unsavory folk. We've especially ramped up our guards since the Ice Tribe has had their Nixian silver mine attacked recently. While we are not currently at war, we would like to avoid having the same things happen to our adamantine mines.
Farrakhan simply raises an eyebrow at that, seemingly thinking about something.
Regardless, you are welcome to travel throughout the city. You are welcome to travel between here and the palace. But I would, once again, advise you very heavily to stay in those locations. I'm glad that you are all old enough to take care of yourself, and clearly competent enough. Regardless, I shall be heading back to my duties. And I will be interested to hear of what happens at the temple should you come back and tell us about it. And he is going to kind of head out and leave. And you guys are kind of in the arena. There were a good amount of Fire Tribe Pokemon who came to watch it, and a lot of them are looking very impressed. Some of them are more warily than impressed than others. You can tell that others are kind of like itching to be like, damn, what if I challenged them?
It's like watching a Smash
The
Bros tournament. I could have beat that.
I could beat them. No, it's not more like that. They just they picked up a couple things from the fight, and that's mostly what this tribe is about. Again, this tribe is about encouraging and fostering strength. So people don't care if they get beat up. People don't care. Well, if to like watching their friend get like trounced in a spar, because it means that they're learning. They're getting something out of it. There's a very I can improve even when I lose work ethic here.
Basically, a win-win situation kind of mentality in sparring, I suppose.
Seems like it, yeah.
So what would you guys like to do now? You guys have access to the rest of the city. You guys can begin entering the palace, or uh, try to go somewhere you're not supposed to be, but
Let's not do that last one.
Yeah.
Not so smart now.
I would rather not draw their ire.
Yeah, let's. Can we just
do,
take a?
do we know
Yeah, let's
where?
just be cordial.
Do-
As in, we respect their wishes.
Yeah, we head back
Yes.
inside the arena walls. Like
Once
inside.
again, inside these clay buildings, it is a significant drop in temperature.
I'm gonna still keep my
Uh,
frostbrand out though.
All right.
Do we
Oh,
know
by the
where
way-
the temple is? Like where we would be going to find it?
The one of the two that you guys have just tranced. We can take you there. One of the Myrmidons. Just when you're ready, come to one of us in armor, and we'll be able to get you the directions there.
Perhaps we should prepare first. Don't know what we could face in there,
Yeah.
and if there are traps, like the chief implied, we should be ready for that sort of thing.
I concur.
Feel like
Also, we need to look over some of the wounds you got, my friend.
just an hour of rest would be nice.
I'll be fine.
So what do we do next? Explore the city, or are we?
Perhaps exploring the city, and then maybe take a rest so we get our resources back.
I think that'd be the best option.
Yeah, I
Continue
What?
tomorrow.
Like,
In game tomorrow.
like Shang said, we should be prepared. So we should look over our equipment and ensure everything is in order. And also, we need to figure out how many days it would take to get to the temple, so we have proper amounts of rations.
Takes about 2 days, and you guys would have bought enough food to kind of last you. You guys would have been provided with enough food to last you about 2-3 weeks in the Fire Tribe. So
I got
You guys-
like
you
10
guys-
rations.
yeah, you guys have got enough food to last you.
Yeah, more like I got like 10 days of rations.
So, what would you guys like to do in here?
I think the first step we should take is getting our grass-type friends some protection against the heat.
Yeah, I've
I think
heard
that'd
about
be
the.
a really good choice.
They have a drink here that helps with that apparently.
Well, then let's go drinking.
Right, so you're gonna go try to find an inn.
Yeah, getting some
Or
rooms is
tavern.
probably a good idea as well.
In
Just
tavern,
rooms.
like.
Yeah, let's seek out a tavern.
All right, so trying to find a tavern doesn't take long. It's one of the kind of iron and clay buildings instead of just kind of one of the clay houses. There's the there's kind of fire types all around, and the person at the counter who seems to be serving the drinks is an Arcanine, and he kind of looks you up and down. Oh, so you're the new ones who just came in. I heard what you did to poor Shand and Jaya. News travels fast here.
It seems so indeed.
Yes, well, we were eager to prove ourselves.
And prove yourselves you did. You got two of the more competent Myrmidons thoroughly beat. Or they only managed to get a couple attacks in. Is that true?
Very true.
Well, yes, one or two.
One or two, I'm gonna say rubbing a wound.
Again, the chief's good enough at reading people that I'm sure that the fight itself was just more of a formality than anything else.
I had that sense
Is the
myself.
most competent Myrmidon? Oh, that'd be their champion. Champion's name is Calcifer. Isn't for an ape. He doesn't really take challenges as he is as most of the other people in the tribe are significantly less talented than him. He's very, very, very talented. So talented, in fact, that he has one of our tribe's most prized possessions.
And what would that be?
Give me just a second. Well, that would be our volcanic mantle. It's a item that is given to every single champion of the fire tribe. It's been passed down for many years. And he's the one who's been having it for the last 7, 8 years now, since the last champion, since he defeated the last champion.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. 7, 8 years ago, I was simply a trainee in at the monastic temple. One that was actually close to the borders of yours and lay somewhat little in Umbria. That's where I learned the ways of the Kensei, you see.
Get all sorts fighters coming through here trying to prove themselves, but they most of them managed to at least take it down a Myrmidon or two. None. It's very rare to have someone take him down as quickly as you did and with such ease. But just attests to your skill and prowess in battle. So my congratulations. That's enough chit chat. I'm sure you're not all here just to kind of sit down and jaw my ear off. What would you like to? What can I get for you?
What do you have?
I hear you have something called firewater?
A local brew. It's a bit of a spicy alcohol, so if you're into that, you're into that. But it does, well, it warms you right up, so the heat seems like less.
Think I'd like to try some.
I'd like to try some as well.
Well, we can. I'm sure we can whip up something. The heat. Most of the heat comes from a pepper that we've got here, so it we'd be able to make a non-alcoholic mix of it. Well, if so how many of y'all are gonna be wanting that?
Might as well try it.
I'll be having
I'm
some.
interested indeed.
Alright, so
Make it 2 non-alcoholics then.
2 of them non-alcohol. You 3, you want an alcohol or no?
Yeah.
I prefer the non-alcoholic one.
Well,
please.
Pardon,
I'll have a non-alcoholic one.
Hang on. Wait, no, I do want it with alcohol.
Alright, so 1 alcohol for 4 virgin mixes. I'll get them right out to you. And he starts kind of mixing the drinks together. The first one done is it's decently busy. It's got enough people around. Most of them. There's a couple people kind of looking at you. You recognize a couple of people who kind of seem to have come here right after the fight to kind of drink and gossip about it. But there's a good amount of Pokemon here. First off, the alcoholic one is handed over to Aaron. Then to the rest of you guys, each gives a non-alcoholic one. There you go. That'll be 1 gold each.
Gold. All right.
All right. Farrakhan plunks down 1 gold.
Hand
I'll
over a
hand
gold.
Over a gold.
He takes your money and
You know what? I'll tip.
Enjoy.
I'll tip a gold as well.
100% tip. All right.
Can I tip as
Alright.
well?
Thank you so much. Tips are appreciated. Kind of goes off to help some other customers, but you can see he's also kind of watching you out of the corner of his eye. So are all the rest. So are some of the other patrons. You kind of notice what drinks you're about to have. Yeah. There's some eyes on you right now.
As to be expected.
So it's like how much is it? Like a mug of it is like a small glass.
It seems to be somewhere between a mug and a shot. It seems to be more concentrated than beer, but not quite like whiskey levels of concentrated alcohol. The non-alcoholic mixes are a little bit larger.
All right. Well, no time like present, and go drink some.
All right. So are you going for it all in one go, or sip first and then decide?
Yes. Yeah. Let's just sip first.
All right. So you take a little bit of a sip of it, and it is really, really hot in basically every sense of the word. It seems to have just innately a very hot temperature. But you didn't even see him like cook or boil or heat it. It seems to have any heating elements. This drink just seems to be innately temperature hot, spiciness hot, and it has the alcohol burn as you kind of sip it, and it if you weren't awake before, it would definitely be a very large wake-up call.
Yeah, that's certainly a drink.
The rest of y'all drinking yours?
Yep.
Yeah,
sure,
Farrakhan
why not?
is,
Yep, drinking mine.
And we keep drinking.
Farrakhan takes a sip, and then he takes a
Alright,
swig.
so drinking it all down. Those of you who managed to drink it all, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh boy. What is my? I have proficiency, I think. I do.
And Ender, I'm gonna need you to make me 2.
Me?
Yes.
Oh boy. I should have just chugged it.
So I just click on the Constitution.
Click on the Constitution in the saving throw box.
Alright.
I did it as a saving throw.
Oh boy. It's 21 and 11.
Alright, so
I'll abominable that.
Alright, so it's gonna be a 21. So Justin and Zhang, you guys managed to down it, and oh, it is spicy. And hot, and just a really interesting drink. But you guys managed to get it down. Camilla, trying to chug it down probably wasn't the best idea. It kind of burns your throat on the way down. And as the rest of you guys kind of look around, you see like little tiny bits of like smoke kind of just floating off of Camilla's body. Same with Farrakhan. You weren't quite expecting it. Little wisps of smoke kind of just still float off of your body. Aaron, the drink goes right to your head, and it's a little bit not intoxicated, but you're definitely feeling the alcohol right now.
Okay, maybe this was a mistake.
You guys okay?
I need rest.
Quite the burn. But I see why it's called firewater.
You're...
She's so Camilla starts Camilla's like starts
Camilla,
kind
you
of
gonna be
like
okay, though?
gagging and choking a little bit. Kind of you see some of the fire tribe members kind of chuckle and chuckle themselves, kind of having like expected at least one of you guys to have that reaction.
I'm gonna leap up and I'm gonna try to use my lay on hands points.
It does nothing as it's not actually caused any damage to her, but you feel better about doing that. You feel like it did something.
I'm checking up to see if she's okay.
Go ahead and make an insight check to see if she's okay. Camilla, you can go ahead and make a performance or a deception roll, whichever one you would like.
Okay, I'll just make.
Camilla, are you okay?
Oh boy.
Uh,
Oh boy.
Maybe letting her get that drink wasn't a good idea. She seems really like uncomfortable. Like not.
Okay.
She seemingly wasn't expecting that pain and was very very taken aback by it. There's a little bit more chuckles from the room. Yeah.
Firocon is kind of sweat dropping now, anime style.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're
And
fine.
you guys are like, maybe like maybe she got like a spicy one or something. Maybe she like got an extra hot one or something. Uh,
Firocon eyes the bartender, then Camilla, and like, oh, hey.
and then a few seconds later, she's like, "Nah, I'm actually fine." But whatever. She put up a really good act of like actually being in pain from that drink.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was really good.
And all of you have, for the next hour, resistance to the effects of extreme heat.
Nice.
I gotta drink this again in an hour? Okay.
Surely there's something else you can get that does the same
We'll
thing.
we'll just get you like a thermos of it for the 2-day walk.
Yeah, sure.
Not everywhere on the Fire Tribe territory is this hot. It's mostly just the main towns. It's just kind of built a little bit into a volcanic mountain range. The temple is actually outside of the range, near the Pyro Woods.
Oh.
So it's not gonna like be under the effects of the extreme heat.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be lava in the temple.
No,
Thought that was just,
no fire temple. It's
Thought
a
that was-
rainbow temple, not a fire temple.
thought that was just lava flowing through the city.
It's the Goron city from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Just open lava everywhere.
Nope. They know better than to do that, as there are only like 3 Pokemon that can actively swim through lava, and that is Slugma, Macargo, and Torkoal.
What about Magmortar?
Can Magmortar swim through lava? I thought
think so.
Magmortar's whole gig was shooting giant fireballs from its hands.
I mean, I think they can also, because Magmar can.
Unless your Ash is a Charizard, because he can apparently survive lava.
That's true. According to the Pokemon anime, Charizard can survive lava. These are true facts.
The anime is the only
Facts are
canon.
not at all.
The
that
anime
one's
is
full of
always
Pokemon
correct.
facts.
The anime has never been wrong in the entirety of its existence, and I refuse to listen to anyone who says otherwise.
Thunder armor.
Of course.
The seal
Mhm.
appears in episode 4 of Twilight Rings despite not being in
No.
Sword and Shield.
Lamau.
Oof.
Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
All right.
Hmm. So,
The bartender kind of comes back. Y'all doing all right? I heard a little bit of some strong reactions here.
It is pretty potent, I admit. Poor Camilla, yeah. She is not used to such strength, I assure you.
More than I expected, but yeah, I need to lie down.
One drink shouldn't get you drunk too bad. Maybe it'll loosen you up a little bit, but there's no way one drink got you that drunk.
Yeah, it's not that. We also just came back from the fight as well.
It's true. Having a You know, as someone who works in bars and inns a lot, I've seen my fair share of shows, and Milady, you did one of the best that I've seen.
She certainly did.
Okay, I'm back.
It was quite impressive.
We be.
Can get you anything else? Any other drinks? Anything? Any information? I know you adventuring types like to talk to innkeepers and barkeepers, so
There is something, maybe.
and what might that be?
The temple we are going to. Have you ever heard any rumors regarding that temple?
Rumors regarding the temple? We've known about the temple for a while. It was only recently that we kind of let the news out. So, a couple of people I know have been in there. Talked about some strange thing. Some kind of magics that almost seem to be alive on their own in there. A temple's at least over 1,000 years old, as you guys probably know if you know anything about where it came from.
History check.
Go ahead and make a history check while I try to find my notes on where that is.
I think I can also do a history check saying
Uh,
Firokon has a checked.
Can I make my history check?
Yeah, I don't know anything. I've never been here before.
Anthropology.
Anthropology. Like, this is like knowledge of the Dawn Feather Empire is a little bit it's very hard to come by. There's very few remnants of their civilization actually, and that's what made this discovery of the temple like such a big deal in like the pokeanthropology thinking. Pokepology. We'll come up with an actual term for it later. But they were a empire that seemingly was at their power. Zhang and Firokon would have heard some stories about how they were at their power, at the peak of their power, right before seemingly Regigigas decided to separate the continents.
Back when
So-
the gods were still active.
Yeah, back when like the gods were still active and on Earth, before they decided to take a much less active role. The Dawn Feather Empire was built primarily around the worship of Ho-Oh. And there's not much else known about them besides that they were around more than 1,000 years ago, probably somewhere closer to 3, 4, 5,000 years ago. Accounts vary on all those things, but yeah, it's
Old.
old.
I think Firokon will have probably heard something from his teachers or from one of the librarians at the monastery speaking of this temple. But it would have
If
been
you
rumors.
would have heard about the Dawn Feather Empire, you probably wouldn't have heard anything about this temple in particular. This temple again was just a recent rediscovery and it was like very close kept secret inside the Fire Tribe. They wanted to see how much they could get about it themselves, but it's as Mr. Bartender, who you've not actually asked their name yet, is telling you, it's got some weird magics. When a place has been buried for thousands of years, it's not always. It's a little bit impressive that a lot of the defenses that they have are still active. It just kind of attests to the power of that empire.
Hmm.
Can I make an Arcana
Perhaps
check
you're
on these magic defenses?
You didn't actually get a description of them. So it would be really hard, but you can try.
I will.
My
I will
name's
try.
Darsan. My name's Darsan.
I will not.
And what would your name be? You don't really know what he's meaning by magical defenses.
Forgive me. My name is Firokon. Nice to meet you, Mr. Darkon.
Darsan.
Darson, yes.
But yeah, some people said they've seen some strange magics that almost seem still to be alive in some way. And well, they didn't want to get too much further in after well,
Living magics. It's the first time I ever hear such a term.
We'll keep an eye out. Anybody happen to know Dispel Magic?
Yes, maybe? Hang on. Yes, I do.
Might be worth keeping on the
Well,
in the back of your mind.
yeah.
I don't know how useful it would be against this sort of thing, though.
It's worth a try.
Definitely. Also
Detect
useful.
magic lets you sense magical auras around things. Dispel magic lets you kind of cut through active spells.
Detect Magic is still really going to be useful, though.
Detect magic is still going to be very useful.
Yeah.
I would advise you to prep it before we head in.
I also have detect
She's
magic.
a sorceress. She doesn't prep.
Well, like, cast it before we get in.
Oh, yeah.
Like, ritual cast it.
No, yeah, I can ritual. Hang on, if I
Ritual
on,
cast
book.
doesn't use the spells. Doesn't use the spell slot.
Okay, cool. So I could do that too.
Ritual cast detect magic. Yeah.
I mean, having two people with it is also probably going to be really useful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, well, we don't need it now.
We're not heading in right at this moment. I mean, like,
Don't use it now.
right when we go before right before we head inside.
All right. Is there anything else I can talk to you guys about? You guys seemed interested in Calcifer and the temple. Is there anything else?
Could you possibly point us in the direction of a potion shop or maybe an armorer who can make armor that resists heat, if that's a thing?
Yeah.
Not necessarily armor. There's we have some rings. They're called cold iron rings that let you resist the effects of extreme heat.
Sounds pleasant. Like, would like.
Might want to get the one of those, couple of those.
Yeah, I need one of
Yeah.
those.
Um, if you want to go and find those, I believe that Mira is the person who works on kind of enchanting those things. Um, but if you're looking for weapons and armor, probably Amar would get it for you. He's he is a magmortar. He's our main smith who works on the adamantine. Uh, so he'd probably be able to hook you up with something provided you've got the coin. Um,
I just realized I never rolled for my money.
No, no, no.
um,
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Also, I
But-
need to be right back a little bit. I need to do a quick bio break.
all right.
What was the money roll again?
1d10 times 250. $2,000
2,000.
plus the 5,000 base.
5,000? I thought it was 500.
Oh, 5,000.
All right.
Big money.
You have monies.
Well, 2 less now because I spent it on. There we go. That's not going to be a pain in the ass to deal with.
Mars, you're gonna want to go to for your armors and your weapons. Mira's gonna can hook you up with the cold iron rings. And what was the other thing you asked?
Potions. If
Potions.
you brew these here, those here.
Potions and the champion. We have some potions. That would be Seema's. She's Oh, I didn't tell you who Mira was. Mira and Seema work together. They're a Semi-Seer and a Darmanitan. They work on kind of making most of the magical equipment that we have. Be it potions, or the cold iron rings. Very nice couple.
Maybe we pay them a visit before we set off.
Yes.
It wouldn't hurt for y'all to do that.
Let's go pay him a visit.
Is this an inn or just a tavern?
This is a tavern. This is not an inn.
Okay. Maybe if you could point us in a direction of an inn. We're probably gonna stay the night. Head out first light tomorrow.
He kind of looks through one of the kind of windows and kind of points you up. You go that direction, take a left, and then he gives you directions to all of the different places. The inn, to Seema and Mira's place, to Amar's place. And then if you wanted to really go meet Calcifer, he would probably be uh he does most of his training in the adamantine mines, so you're probably not gonna see him right now. If you still wanted to see him later tonight, maybe he'd be doing a spar at the arena again, but it's unlikely. He doesn't really get challenged that much or take many challengers these days. there anything else I can do for you, or? Are y'all gonna be heading out now?
I think we have all the information we need.
It's the
That'll be
least
it.
I can do for such people, such generous people.
I don't have anything else. Does anyone else have?
I don't have anything else to say.
Nope, none.
Alright, well, if that's the case, I'll take those cups from you, and he kind of grabs all the all the drink glasses together and starts kind of rinsing and washing them out. And remember, if you ever need if you ever want another glass of fire water or anything else, you know where to find it. And kind of.
All right.
He kind of chuckles, and we do have other drinks too, of course. It's not just all spice and fire here. You'd be surprised how many fire types like a nice, cool, refreshing drink after a hard day's work.
Well, maybe we'll find our way back before we turn in for the night.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
So what happened while I was gone?
Not much.
We got some
You guys
directions.
got directions to all the places.
We might potentially be picking up some equipment before we head out. Probably just potions. I don't think any of us are strapped for equipment.
I got 3 healing potions, my weapons. I think I'm more or less set, but it wouldn't hurt to buy 2 more healing potions.
Yeah, healing potions would be nice, although I imagine they probably have limited stock.
Obviously.
Have a couple on me, but more wouldn't hurt at all.
Alright, where to first then? Armory? I imagine we're going to spend the least time there.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Sure.
So you guys head to the direction that was pointed out to you as being the armory. You guys eventually enter the building, and you see a mag mortar with his like hand cannon thingies, whatever, active, and he is just torching this bar of metal. Like, and like as you step in, it was hot outside. It is like a blast furnace in here. You guys are very glad that you got the drink, because you're not like sweating or being as uncomfortable as you would be before, because
Yeah.
it is sweltering in here.
Even Firocon notices that.
Good thing we got the drink.
Yeah.
Really
Good thing.
glad I had that drink.
I must say that fire tribe drinks are interesting.
They're quite good.
It's nice. Something different. Yeah.
I wolfed too many times, right? But he eventually notices you guys after he's kind of finished just torching this bar of black metal until it's glowing bright red. You must be the visitors. What do you need?
We were hoping to look at some equipment before we head out.
He kind of jerks his head over at the wall where you can see some racks of normal weaponry and stuff, and then a separate rack filled with equipment made entirely out of the black adamantine metal. It is. And he's like, take a look over there. If you see anything you'd like, just let me know. And he goes back to kind of just blasting the bar and trying to get it malleable. Mages don't much like adamantine armor or weapons, so unless you're in the mood for a dagger, which is mostly what you guys, mostly the weapons that you guys are really into, I can't help you much.
Don't think we'll find any light armor here.
I don't think there's any light armor that's made out of metal.
Nope.
Fearcon is more or less set, saying he doesn't need armor,
He
and he
doesn't need
relies
armor.
heavily on the weapons he have.
What does adamantine weapons do again?
Adamantine weapons automatically crit structures.
Maybe get a.
They are very good at breaking objects.
Maybe look at hammers.
Additionally,
Smashing pots.
this is more of a other 5th edition stuff. There are some specific enemies that do have damage resistance to non-adamantine weapons. But that is a 5th edition D&D thing and not something you'll encounter in PM D&D.
You know what? Actually, let's not buy a hammer. Let's not break down their temple.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
On second thought,
Yeah, no. Aaron
If you're
might
looking for an
pack you up.
if you're looking for an adamantine dagger, you can find one, and it's very nice, very sturdy. It's not like all of this equipment is not adorned. It's not like worked to be fancy. It's worked to be solid, usable, and like need as like little upkeep as possible. So the daggers that you find, while not like looking particularly flashy or pretty, there's some extremely high quality daggers. And it would cost you and the price for an adamantine dagger is a little bit expensive. It's gonna be about 502-3 gold. Not jagged. It's not gonna be a serrated dagger. It's still a smooth blade. But it's just not very pretty. It looks functionable, not fashionable. So
Is there any paladin adamantine armor?
there is a set of adamantine full plate. But
that's
it
gonna be
is
expensive.
very expensive.
Yeah, no. I was just wondering.
It's gonna be about 2,500 gold.
That's,
Yeah, no, I'll pass.
I mean,
I wonder
You
what
do
the...
you do have the gold for it, though.
I do, but still.
I don't know if you're gonna get much use out of it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's
It,
like
it negates crits, and that's basically it. It doesn't have a bonus to armor, does it?
Nope. It is
Yeah.
just armor that is uncrittable.
I'm gonna eat my words when Rune rolls 3 crits in a row.
Specifically on Justin.
Yep.
I wonder if it's... will a katana fall under a longsword category or what?
Probably not. A katana's gonna be more similar to a scimitar.
Ah, I don't got the proficiency with that. Shoot.
Yeah, a rapier is a very pokey weapon. A katana is a very slicey-dicey weapon, so... Very different styles of weaponry.
Yeah, I just realized I had a longsword instead of a scimitar for a Kensei weapon. So, croup.
There would be an adamantine longsword here.
Hero can at least ice it.
Gonna run you about 515 gold.
515 gold. You know what? I think I buy that adamantine longsword. for the shits and giggles.
I mean, just in case we do need to smash like a rock or something in our way.
So you're going to purchase an adamantine longsword. Again, it is a longsword that has the adamantine and magical property. They do count as magic weapons. And it is a longsword that will automatically crit your it'll automatically crit any objects that you strike with it.
Hmm.
And the cost there was 223. No, 523.
515.
515.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, Fearcon walks over to the adamantine longsword and takes a look at it. And he seems interested.
Alright. The Meg
And with
Mortar will. If you're looking to buy it, 515 gold. No more, no less.
I see. And with that, Fearcon digs into his gold pouch and he hands the Magmortar 515 gold. I wish to purchase this sword then, my good man.
It's yours.
Thank you. And Fearcon picks up the adamantine sword. And
Adamant, so something to note about adamantine, for how durable, sturdy, and kind of, like, massive it looks, it is incredibly light. It looks like it should weigh as much as, like, a steel or iron weapon, which is, you know, decently heavy. It's got some swing to it, but the way that this sword is balanced and the material it's made of, it feels like you're just kind of swinging your hand. It's incredibly well made. Well, not necessarily being, like, the prettiest weapon on the planet. It's entirely. It's just one of the most well-crafted weapons you've ever held.
Fearcon indeed eyes this weapon, and he's admiring how well crafted it is. And he gives it a little weighting test. He feels how light it is. How many pounds is it again?
So a normal longsword weighs about, I'm gonna have to look because I don't know that off the top of my head. Longsword weighs about 3 pounds. This one weighs probably a pound less.
So 2 pounds then.
Mhm.
Okay, I added that into the inventory.
Alright. Alright. Is anyone else looking to buy anything?
I don't think so. I've got a good sword.
No one's getting that adamantine full plate armor.
No.
Are you sure?
It's expensive, that's the thing, and it only provides protection. Doesn't like.
Yeah, but that's still good protection.
So basically, adamantine longsword is basically a normal longsword with always a crit on objects thing on it, right?
That is what it do.
Good thing I got proficiency in it as a cancer, for then I can use dex on it. If I'm right.
Yes, that is correct. So you guys are kind of gonna look around and decide that you're not really buying anything, and then head out.
I guess so.
Okay, so.
He doesn't really seem to notice you guys as you're kind of just poking around and looking, but when you're heading out, he just kind of makes sure that you're all leaving with what you paid for, and then goes back to his work. You guys see Camilla outside, a little bit bored by all the weapon shopping.
Alright, come on, we're going to the magic shop next.
You sure are.
Magic.
Let's go.
Magic shop time.
Yeah, yes, magic.
Magic.
Okay, I deducted 515 from my gold, so I'm down to 6,035.
So, you guys go to Seema and Mira's magic shop. It's just kind of the shop where any magic things are made and sold that aren't adamantine based. Did I say what Pokemon they were? I think I did. A Darmanitan and
yeah.
a Simisear.
Simisear.
Yes. They're going to look up at you. Welcome. What can I do for you? The Darmanitan's gonna say as she's like the only one at the counter right now.
Greetings. We
Hello.
wish to take a look at your wares, if we may.
They're right here, and she kind of gestures around.
I don't know about my friends here, but I am looking at. I'm looking for some healing potions.
Healing potions are gonna be right over here. She's got kind of a little bit of a case, and they've got like this set of potions. She's got some smaller ones. She's got about 5 smaller ones, 2 mediums and 2 medium ones, and 1 larger one.
How much are the medium ones?
I will look. The price of a medium.
And how much do they heal
Or
again?
just greater healing potion is going to heal 44 plus 4 and cost 200 gold. The large healing potion is a superior healing potion. It's going to cost 2,000 gold and heal, I believe, 64? Or is it 8?
I think it's 8. I think it's 8.
Yes, 8. 8d4 plus 8. It's going to cost 2,000 gold.
Person and Pokemon are kind of interchangeable in this context.
Mm-hmm.
I assume the smaller ones are standard healing potions, right?
Yes, smaller ones are standard healing potions. They're going to cost you 50 golds, and they're going to heal you for 2d4 plus 2.
If no one has any objections, I think I'll take the medium-sized ones.
Right, 3 greater healing potions would be 600 gold.
Oh, there were 3? I thought there were 2.
Oh, no, 2, sorry. 2 greater healing potions. Oh, well, what kind of magic are you looking for, sweetie?
4d4? That's what they healed?
Yes, 4d4 plus 4.
Okay, gotcha. And that was 400, so I've got... Okay, there we go.
I think I'll take one.
Magical magic, we've got aplenty here. It's all around you, darling.
As I was saying. I wish to buy 1 small healing potion for now.
That'll be 50 gold.
And here you have 50 gold.
Alright. And here you have your healing potion.
Thank you kindly.
I would like 2 healing potions, please.
2 healing potions. 2 of the smaller ones, right?
Yes.
Just be 100 gold.
Alright.
Big spenders today, are we? She's gonna hand over the 2 potions and take the 100 gold.
Alright.
If you're looking for some other stuff, we have our signature cold iron rings. They'll just run you 150 gold each, but as long as you're wearing it, you can go pretty much into the volcano itself and not suffer any of the effects of the heat. Though I wouldn't advise trying to swim in lava with them.
Oh, well, there goes my evening plans.
She kind of laughs. You would like one? Alright, here you go. She kind of pulls out a rack. She's got about 20 of them. This is something that they just always have in stock. They seem to not be very difficult to make.
I'd like one too, please.
Urkan smirks in amusement at the little plants joke.
So is that one for each of you 4? She kind of says, pointing at the 4 non-fire types.
I guess it couldn't hurt to have one, just in case.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you
would like
tried
one
the
of-
fire water? Stuff's pretty hot. Well, I'm sure that he had his reasons. Here you go. And so she's gonna hand over. Camilla, are you going to buy one of the rings?
I'm gonna buy one of the rings myself.
Nope. Aaron's
Alright.
gonna buy one of the rings.
All right. So each of you can mark off 150 gold off of your sheet, and you each get a cold iron ring. This is just a common tier magic item that makes you immune to the effects of extreme heat. You just put it on. It doesn't require attunement.
Oh, nice.
Very good.
I don't think Fircon needs a ring, right?
That's still
I believe you have the regulated temperature feats. As a Houndoom, I will look.
still leaves me
Oh, I should look for something with,
closure.
No, but since you are a fire type, you automatically have resistance to the effects of extreme heat. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, speaking of magical attunement, the sword needs a magical attunement.
Nope.
Right? Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Uh,
Do you have a other kinds of rings?
we got a couple rings here and there. What kind of rings are you looking for? A lot of the stuff we have is, for mostly just useful purposes. We got a couple of, and she kind of pulls out a couple things. Got some ropes of mending, got some potions of climbing. This is stuff that we generally make for the miners and the people working in the mines, so we always have a couple extra on hand. But what kinds of things were you looking for?
Uh, a ring of protection, maybe something that keep help help me be a little safer.
Don't have anything quite that powerful, Han. Sorry, it's
Hmm.
a little bit out of our skill set.
All right.
About the best we got is we have some. About the most powerful items we got are some interesting potions. We got, and she kind of pulls out a couple. This here's a potion of fire resistance. Here's a potion of frost resistance. Here is a potion of growth. And this here is a potion of diminution. And this here is probably this is what dear old Mira's spent the last week and a half on trying to make. But this here, I say week and a half trying to make. It's week and a half trying to finish. It took her much longer to make than that. I'm just gonna real quick check to see how long that took to make. It took about 5 weeks to get it everything all right. Well, this here is a potion of volcanic strength.
color me intrigued.
Drink this baby, and for the next hour, no matter how weak you were before, you'll be able to do even the hardest manual tasks with ease. Essentially, in not Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons terms, this is a potion of fire giant strength. Unfortunately, we don't really have anything that'll let you swim through lava. Though, if you well, we can try to make it something we can try to work on something for you, but that's gonna be more in the invulnerability category than just the resistant.
How high does the fire giant strength set?
I believe it sets it to 23.
Well then,
It's only a +1 boost to me.
Oh, 25. Sorry.
Never mind, that's a +2 boost to me.
that is a large boost from 7.
How much might that be?
It's again, it took about 5 weeks and a lot of experimentation to actually get it to actually finish. So it's gonna run you about. Give me a second. My dice go. Gonna run you about 4,000 gold.
4,000 gold. Well, it does cost experiment.
This one will make you. This one will just make you about twice as big, twice as tall. Though if you just make you giant size.
Make you big.
And as for the potion of diminution, it's gonna make you pint size. They each have their ups and downs. When you're pint size, you can run around and dodge things better and sneak around better, but you're probably, if you're smacking things, it's probably not going to do much. On the other hand, if you're really big, smacking things when you're big is generally better than smacking things when you're small. Then it also lets you kind of push back a little bit harder against things to try to knock you off your feet.
Oh, see a little bit here. Since we have a Gardevoir, a small Gardevoir makes me think back on Erlin. I'll post it in arcade later.
Fire giant strike might be really nice.
So the push of diminution, does that like
It basically casts the reduce spell on you.
okay. Aaron will now become baseball and you can throw him at things.
No, you become small sized.
I'm
You don't
already
decide.
I'm already small.
Yeah,
Are you?
Roserade's actually really fucking tiny. Like,
Rosary is 2 feet 11 inch is 2 foot 11.
Really?
yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, you could just fucking throw him. Go ahead.
So yeah, when you're reduced, your size decreases by 1 category. You have disadvantage on strength and checks and saving throws. And your weapons also shrink, but it lets you sneak around better and be harder to notice. And then enlarge doubles your size in all dimensions. Weight is multiplied by 8. Gross size is increased by 1 category. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saves, and your weapons do an extra d4 damage.
That might not be bad for Firicon to take, because then every flurry of blows does an extra d4.
Every punch.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be pretty
Kick.
good.
Oh,
That one might be really good for Firicon to buy. If you're willing to shell out the money on it.
Be good for either of the marshals in here.
Well, mostly for Firicon, because he makes more attacks.
Yeah.
how much was that potion again then?
Potion of growth, it'll run you about 1,000.
Firocon considers and he then nod. Then I wish to buy one. And he takes out 1,000 gold and gives it to the
Big spenders
Darman.
today, always happy to have such free spending customers. But you're looking bored here, darling. I'm sure you're looking for something that helps you. You look like a lady who knows her way about magic. Am I right?
Okay, Firocon paid 1,000 for the growth potion. So, how much does it weight, the potion?
Wait.
Potions weigh half a pound.
We're not using encumbrance rules, so it's
Yeah,
not.
but if you're looking for
particularly-
weight potions, I always rule that potions weigh half a pound.
And
Makes
it's
sense.
a called growth potion.
Potion of growth, yes.
Now I'm down to 4,985 gold.
I want to get the potion. I want to get the potion of volcanic strength, but it's so expensive.
How much did that one run on? Just curious.
4,000, I think. Right?
Uh,
Yeah, it's
I
better not to
believe-
spend that much.
4,000, yeah.
Yeah, let's not spend that much money.
It makes your strength 25 for an hour, Curtis.
I know, but it's a consumable.
Yeah, you're never going to use it anyway.
Yep.
You're gonna buy it and then be like in the middle of the boss fight, but what if I need it later?
Realistically, Zhang wouldn't spend that much money on a one-time potion. +9 to hit is plenty.
Like I said, darling, you look like you know your way around magic, right? You look like you can cast a spell or two based on the stuff that you got on you.
cricket chirp.
He's typing, so.
Ah, okay.
Well, in that case, and she reaches down into one of the little cases and pulls out a little small box that's about like 2-3 inches on a side, and opens it up, and there's this like gleaming little pearl in it. This here is what's called a pearl of power, and what it lets you do is when you cast a spell, as long as it's one of the more low-level spells, you can use this pearl to get that spell back. Just once per day, but it lets you do it again. And more spells is always more fun, am I right? Is a little bit pricey now. It is gonna be about 2,000 gold, but it lets you cast another spell every day.
I mean, you could just like dismantle that spell slot for even more sorcerer points too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take it.
That's pretty good.
Is a lot of gold.
It's expensive,
2,000
but it
gold
sounds really
is
useful.
very expensive, but it is a very good item that for some reason is just uncommon tier.
Well, no, that makes sense. I don't think you could put it in rare without it being just bad.
True.
Well, Faircon is not going to buy anything else today, at least in this shop.
True, well, everyone over here are just... There's just not enough appreciation for the arcane here. Tell you what, if you show me a new spell that I've never seen before, I'll give it to you for 1,500 gold.
Gonna step backwards.
I'm gonna step backwards as well.
Would take.
I think Firokon does the same. Being a little wary.
Everyone
And I
just
put my shield up.
Everyone just immediately steps back from the sorceress. Internal debate intensifies.
probably looking over the 5 spells that sorcerers can know at once. Sorcerers get a really small spell list.
Alright, alright. So what kind of spell were you thinking? I mean, if you need a demonstration partner, I'm sure one of these young gentlemen would be happy to oblige such a nice young lady like yourself, right, boys?
Massive sweat drop on Firokon.
Well, I'm gonna pat Justin on the back. Well, he pretty sure he resists spells a little better. I'm just gonna stand behind Justin.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my shield up.
That's a new one to me. Who are you gonna pick as your partner?
Oh god, that's a wisdom save, isn't it?
I think it's an intelligence save.
Mental prison? What?
Oh boy.
Is it intelligence save? Oh, it's intelligence. Okay.
Oh boy.
Dropping
I'm
intensified.
an Eldritch Knight. I have intelligence. I'm not a good partner for this.
Who are you picking? Oh no!
Oh boy.
Rift drop increases by 500.
What do you say, Firokon?
I guess if no one else volunteers, I suppose I can help out. You say historically, but
Glaring at the other party members.
I ain't gonna regret this. Yeah, me, Doctor.
Firocon, I need you to make a intelligence saving throw for me, please.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh boy.
God. I'm fucking that one.
Even with the paladin aura of protection bonus, that is so going to fail. So
Oh no.
surrounding shop just seems to melt away. Alright? And suddenly you're just in this bizarre space that's just filled with all sorts of just strange beings, and it is dangerous. You're like on edge, your eyes are wide, you're looking around, and you believe that this is completely real. You believe that you were just teleported to some other fucking dimension that is just, if you move, you are going to like fall into some unending void or something. Like,
I am so busted.
you're just kind of stuck there looking around. Everyone else in the party, you see his eyes just start glowing purple, and like he's like looking around as if he's terrified. You don't know what's happening to him, but
Oh no.
that's an interesting one. I don't know if I've ever seen that one before. Are you going to try to move? Also, Camilla, I need you to roll 5d10 psychic damage for me.
Oh, watch her get the exploding dice.
Yeah, go ahead and roll another d10.
Oh,
Firocon, you take 42 points of psychic damage. And, one might want to heal him. Please.
I'm gonna wait until this demonstration's over. I don't want to get
If
caught.
he
Yeah.
moves, he dies, I bet.
All Firocon can do is just stare around in absolute shock, and he doesn't dare to move.
Well, he
He's
can't move,
wondering
he's restrained.
what on.
No,
What
he
the
can't. Oh,
No, it's restrained if the target is moved out of the illusion.
no, it does not restrain you.
Does it not? I thought
Oh
I saw
no, it is restrained. Oh,
Yeah.
you can't. Oh yeah, you can't move. You're just stuck there. It's like, yeah, you're just kind of stuck there for the next minute until the spell finally fades and you kind of get snatched back to reality.
Okay, I'll put my 20 lay on hands into Firocon then.
It's a really impressive spell there, darling. A deal's a deal. 1,500 gold, and this pearl is yours.
When Firocon comes out of it, eventually he's gonna be like, what? 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 The?
Oh, I could tell. He looked downright terrified.
What incarnation was that?
You're fine. You're fine.
Mostly fine.
Mostly fine.
Well,
You do get healed 20 points.
Ignore the wounds.
I have.
It was
have
mental
proficiency in
damage.
medicine,
There are
I
no
forgot.
wounds.
Fair. Ignore the mental scarring.
This is my pleasure, darling. And she hands you the box with the Pearl of Power in it. So what the Pearl of Power does is it's gonna take a night to attune to. But once you do attune to it, every single day when you spend a spell slot, you can... after you've spent a spell slot, you can use this action to speak its command word. And get a spell slot of up to 3rd level back. So you get basically 1 extra 3rd level spell per day, which is really nice.
probably want to use it after a fight. During is kind of a waste of an action.
Firocon is muttering to himself, never again will I ever volunteer to this.
But magic is fun.
The other two marshals are looking very glad that it was not them in that position.
Can't absorb elements that.
Nope. It is psychic damage.
Yeah.
Did I get healed for 20?
Yeah, I healed
You
you,
did
for,
get healed
for 20.
yeah.
Then I'm at 72 of 96.
Oh no. Oh no. Alright, well, is there anything else, or should I put these potions away now?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I can afford to buy the volcanic
What about one of
journey.
these resistance potions? They only go for 1,000.
Actually, fire resistance might be a good idea. I imagine it's a Ho's temple, so there's gonna be some sort of fire stuff. Yeah, I'll take a fire.
Y'all are going to the palace?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I can assure you that there is definitely fire in there. Definitely, I've heard some people talk about some of the weird magical effects, almost live-in spells, and one of them is definitely fire-based, from what I've heard.
I will take that fire resistance potion then.
Alright, so that'll be 1,000 gold for one potion of fire resistance.
All right.
Can I have a fire resistant potion as well?
We only have one, I'm sorry.
No.
We got a frost resistance potion, but I don't
Actually, you know
how-
what? I already have resistance to fire damage from my frost brand. So yeah, you should probably take it.
Yeah, being a grass type, I definitely
completely
need fire resistance.
Oh, just so you know though, fire damage from D&D doesn't affect your type weaknesses.
Oh, okay.
So there's a difference between fire damage and fire-typed damage, psychic damage and psychic-typed damage.
I get it.
Yeah.
So spells and other effects that produce fire are going to do fire damage, Pokemon moves, and some unique features that enemies might have or things that will be giving typed damage.
So that mages don't just destroy everything.
Yes. So that way you don't just cast freaking scorching ray on a poor bug grass type and just completely annihilate it with a level 2 spell slot.
The Lore Master Wizard casts Fireball, and it deals electric type damage.
Yeah, no.
Anything else? Alright. And she kind of takes the potions back and puts them back under the case.
But I bought that, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You now have a potion of fire resistance. And what it does is you drink it, and then for 1 hour you have resistance to fire damage.
Neat.
What oath are you, by the way, as a paladin?
Oath of the Ancients?
Don't you already have resistance to all spell damage? Actually, no, wait! You would have given him resistance to spell damage. So, actually, Firukon, you would have only taken 21 damage. Because Oath of the Ancients aura gives all allies resistance to spell damage.
So how much damage do I really? So how much damage do I really have then?
You really only would have taken 21 points of damage and then healed for 20, so you should be only 1 HP down.
Okay, 93 or 94. So yeah, that's 1 damage left over after the healing. Also check the gates of infinity.
What have you done?
Was there another shop that we asked about? I don't think there was. I think it was just the inn.
Yeah.
Just the inn, and you guys wanted to hear something about the champion? Maybe talk to him? If you do want to do that, though, it may take
Take us overtime.
yes, it may take overtime.
Any other items you recommend for someone going into the palace?
Well, you got your protection rings, you got your fire resistance potion, you got your pearl of power. As far as stuff as we sell, you guys seem to have better equipment than the stuff that we sell. So,
Maybe any
right.
rumors you've heard about it?
well, I've heard rumors that there are spells there that are alive. Like, not just not like spells that make statues walk, or spells that make uh some plates or cups or dishes or whatever go flying around. I don't know what people do with those spells these days, but like these spells have just been around for so long that they've become alive and started moving around on their own. That's what I've heard.
Interesting. How do you... How... Okay. I'm gonna assume that's part of the traps.
Probably.
Ancient defense mechanisms. This could be interesting. I should take some notes.
As far as that, no one's really managed to get down into the lower levels of the temple, which I assume is where y'all are going.
Potentially.
Most likely.
But no one's really managed to get too far down into it. But in the very first area of spells, there just seems, in the very first floor, there seems to be a couple really powerful living spells, is what I heard.
And since Camilla is smiling at the Firokon in a sadistic way, he gives her a cold glare that says, "Never again. I do a favor."
Ask someone else to be the test dummy.
And he doesn't say it. He just glares it at her.
Go ahead and roll intimidation to see how intimidating your glare actually is.
Oh.
It's he was not happy with that spell that he just went through.
Raw, tranquil fury burning in his eyes, basically.
It's, that was a big spell, I mean, it got you the stuff, and, he did agree to it, but, maybe ask someone else next time.
Yeah. I mean, he's stoic, but his eyes burning with hellfire right now. Tranquil fury and everything.
What a way to get to know you.
Yep. And especially if you are a Gardevoir who decides to smile sadistically after doing a spell that fucks your mind over.
It's a pretty fun spell.
Fun spell. Should try it again sometime. Maybe on
enemies.
something else, though.
On enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've got souls in the spells, but maybe just magic's been warped or moved around or something, and they just move themselves. No one's heard the spells talking to them or anything, but maybe they're not alive, but they're moving. I don't know. Maybe it is like one of them walking. Maybe it is like one of them walking statues. Just with a magic spell instead of a statue.
Definitely gonna need to take notes.
Firokon takes a mental note of that, despite he has given her a glare.
Absolutely make the enemies lose their minds. It sure will do that. That is a thing that it will do.
I'm gonna turn to Aaron. Definitely keep Dispel Magic on deck.
Yeah. Yeah. It never isn't.
Oh, but you'd have to make a check, because it's a 6th level spell, and you can only cast Dispel Magic at 5th level.
4th.
Right, 4th level. Is that all you guys are gonna be doing at the shop?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, that should
I
be
bought,
it.
I bought my stuff. I think we're all good. Let's head to
Yeah,
the
it's
inn and get a room.
Thank y'all, and if you do change your mind about that volcanic strength potion, young man, you know exactly where to find me.
Sure do. I will. I'll think on that.
This is the general store.
Oh no, this is
This isn't a general store. This is
This
not.
is
This is a
magic.
specialized store.
potion.
There
shop.
would be a general store around. What are you looking for buying in the general store? Copper wire?
spell component.
Maybe. Yeah, they'd have some. They'd have some metallic copper wire. It'd probably go for about.
Can you just take a copper coin and just?
No. You could probably get it for about. So you would probably be able to get it for about 5 copper, but like it's absolutely negligible with your sheer 6,000 starting gold that I'm not gonna actually make you pay for it, because that is 0.05 of a gold. So you can acquire some copper wire. But if that's all that you guys are gonna do, you guys can find an inn. An inn stay tonight will run you about 5 silver. So that's half a gold each. So if somebody wants to cover the whole party, that'd be 2.5 gold.
Yeah, I'll cover. Yeah, I'll cover us. Just give with just 3 gold.
So 3 gold gets y'all 3 rooms. You guys will be able to head off for the night, and that is where we will end today's session. As you guys are slept through the night, you guys will have woken up, get all your spell slots and all your points back. This is what's called a long rest. Basically anything that you would have spent you would get back. So you get your spell slots back, you get your key points back, you get your power points back, all that stuff comes back. All your health comes back, and yeah. So we'll begin tomorrow with you guys getting
week.
the directions to and entering the Palace of the Rainbow Lord. And that will be it. Thank you guys for coming. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more
God.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons gameplay.
Why do you do this?
Why not do this?
Remember
Yeah.
to smash that like button.
Real quick, Aaron,
Comment
what?
your favorite part of today's session below.
Aaron, what invocations do you have again?
They were Agonizing Blast, Book of Ancient Secrets, Devil's Sight, Sign of Ill Omen.
Sign of Ill Omen. What does that one do? Oh, that needs hex,
King
doesn't
Cas- I get Bestow Curse.
it? Oh, bestow curse. Right. Okay, I'll bunk with Justin then, so I can sketch his lay on hands again.
Lay on hands again. Okay. Alright. So, thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. If you want to keep any, like, post-session stuff, or right now, any of that chat in the Gate to Infinity channel, but
Just
yeah.
a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's we started to say we start at the like 3 p.m.
Same time next week.
next week.
Mm-hmm. Next Friday.
So next session is next Friday. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Nope, that's a different session.
Oh boy, I got. Oh yeah, I got D&D 2 days in a row. Let's go.
Oh yeah, you play as a Duchy, right?
Yes.
Different monk.
Yeah, the open palm one, right?
Correct.
I remember he leapt across a ship and kicked some pirates' faces in. I remember.
Yes, went. Yes, he went across to the airship and proceeded to take down Vileplume in one turn.
Epic.
Well,
Um, Camilla, what meta magic options do you have again?
We can leave roll 20 now, by the way, guys. Once Camilla's finished.
All right.
I
was
just
pretty
asked
fun,
because I could
actually.
potentially sketch your meta magics.
It's gonna be fun to see a sketch of Farrakhan looking like, yeah, screwed over in his mind.
No, sketch is
which
in
will
the
we get-
the ability sketch. I can take somebody. I can copy someone's class features.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I didn't think there.
Powered spell, distant spell, subtle spell.
Distant spell might be nice.
Subtle spell's nice. Uncounterspellable spell.
True.
Oof.
What? I don't have big spells though.
Sure.
I'm just an Eldritch Knight. All right, yeah, no, I'll sketch lay on hands. I'll do the jack of all trades thing.
If that's the case, in order to exit the game, you just go to the little chat bar at the top where it's like the chat journal and other things. You go to the My Settings wheel on that chat bar and you hit exit game.
Wait, do you really
Who gets
have
their
to do
own
that?
room though? It makes it easier.
I mean, it should probably go to the one female in the party
The one female in the party.
if no one else has any objections.
About what?
Who gets their own room.
Farrakhan doesn't mind or care at this point.
eh,
Farrakhan
Yeah,
does
sure.
not want to room with Camilla.
Absolutely not. Not after that mind screwery. To be mild.
Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed the introductory session.
Oh, that I did. Nat 1 on being
That
very
was
that was
fun.
an amazing save.
oof.
Oh, that was good. That was really good.
And follow up with a Nat 20 intimidation from hell.
So,
Can't wait.
I just want you to know that if you had been moved out of that spot by someone being like, "Hey, are you okay?" and like pushed you into the wall that was surrounding you, you would have taken 10d10 more psychic damage.
And died.
No, he had resistance to spell damage. Remember,
Yeah.
Oath of Ancients.
It still would have hurt
prevented-
though.
It would have not been fun.
Oh wait, we would have had Death Ward still.
Yes, Death Ward does last 8 hours.
So, in essence, Farrakhan was never in danger.
No. But you would have been very in pain.
Yeah, but you were convinced you were in danger because
You were incredibly convinced that you were in danger because that is the beautiful part of illusion spells. You were convinced that that entire thing was all real and that you were just kind of standing on a pillar in the middle of a void in another dimension.
The beauty of Nat 1s.
Yeah.
The beauty of illusion spells.